Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and Madam President, thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here today. My name is Shireen Nariman. I'm a human rights activist and women's rights advocate, and the founder of Women Alliance for Change in Iran. Today we discuss extensively the necessities of women's rights and equality and the brutality of the suppression regime of Iran. So please allow me to focus on other aspects of this struggle and point out the roles that women have played in the struggle against the ruling dictators of Iran. There is no doubt that what is going on in Iran today, particularly against women, are nothing but vicious brutality against them in every aspect of their lives in the society, from dictating on what to wear, how to cover themselves, to torture, rapes in prisons, and to eliminating women from many parts of the society, basically undermining women's presence, taking them to the lowest level of the materialistic views and sexist entity. This is how mullahs of Iran portray Iranian women. In contrast, there is a firm presence of women in this struggle and the fight opposing the dictators of Iran, which itself has gone through major shift, change, and a revolution. A revolution that you, Madam Rajvi, had a major role in it, and it started years ago, something that changed the meaning of fight. Women choosing to fight full-time and professionally, believing in themselves and self-confidence is the most important element of this fight for everyone, particularly women. You introduce women in this struggle to the notion of you can and you must, especially when the struggle against Iran dictators had become complicated and needed a special kind of devotion. You championed a new way of thinking and choosing a path, particularly for women joining this fight. They had to become professional fighters and break many set stone rules. They had to choose to become a professional fighter and overcome many obstacles in their lives, believing on themselves that they can do anything and there is no shortage of what they are capable of and how far they can jump. A new wave started. A new generation of women entered this complicated struggle. The fight was serious and required a new commitment, accepting all giving and sacrifices, dedicating 100% to the cause. The fight was not a classic fight. It was a modern way of a struggle, with women having a strong and leading role in a very long journey. Only in future, and with uprising in the region, this generation would come to understand the need of commitment and the new revolutionary way of thinking to fight against any dictatorship around the world. What it takes to fight against roots of fundamentalism, which women should learn from it and could use it. Women can accept the hardest and most complicated responsibility in this struggle without hesitation, second thought, and solely based on believing in their own abilities. In our struggles, women broke the traditions and historical rules. Instead of being in the supporting roles to the men, they took the leading role full-heartedly. This change didn't only affect Mujahid women, but also affected any woman who become to know this opposition. Unfortunately, there hasn't paid enough attention to this angle of this struggle, its impact currently and in future generation, especially when we are going to rebuild Iran. Only we can hope that we will discuss it extensively in future. Madam Rajvi, as a young woman who came to know you from my youth, I can proudly say that I learned so much from you. I learned that I don't accept any limits to say I can't. I learned to believe in myself and my capabilities. I learned to say no to helplessness, and above all, I learned to love and see full part of the glass, to be positive and to see positives of my life and this struggle, and in worst times, look for solution and say no to inactions. I am not alone in this struggle. There are many of my sisters and comrades who have learned from you and used your guidelines not only in this struggle, but also in our professional and personal lives. Limits that have been broken and are many, and only books should be written for each of these dedications. You said, no one will give us freedom and equality in a golden tray. That this is what you have to fight for and believe it. You said you won't accept any limit for women. There is nothing in the world that women can't accomplish. You said you can and you must, and you proved it. If mullahs made suppression of women their agenda, you instead focused and placed women at the top, asking them to take more responsibility, believing themselves in this fight against mullahs. This wasn't in the opposition against men in this struggle. In the contrary, it was taking the responsibilities regardless of gender and solely based on capabilities and willingness. You created a new way of thinking and a new culture for women to believe in themselves and for men to accept women equal to themselves on the daily struggle and work against totalitarian regime. You proved your dedication to democratic practice in the worst periods. It wasn't only a slogan or empty words. You, Madam Rajvi, are respected by Iranian people and anyone who come to know you and your words. This respect is due to your tireless work and dedication to this democratic way of our struggle. Mullahs and their lobbyists have tried to portray this differently, but will not get to anywhere. It is very clear to us, women, that equality will not be done unless there is a freedom in society. And for us in Iran, won't happen unless regime is changed and replaced by a democratic government. We are very pleased to accompany you in this struggle to the end. There is no doubt Iran will be free by women, and as you said many years ago, Iranian women are the victorious of tomorrow.